right, everybody, welcome back. Episode 4 of When It Rains, It Pours. Hope you had your morning napalm there. You know, your tea and biscuits and a joint. My name's Keith Ray.
I'm here. I'm John Ray. How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, John, more and more people watching every week. It's really great. I'm certainly grateful, you know, and a lot of interest from people to come on the podcast, people reaching out. I got a buddy all the way down in Austin, Texas wants to come up and do the show. I told him maybe we could work that out next time he's up north, or if we head down there and see the folks sometime, maybe we could bring the equipment with us and do a couple of podcasts abroad.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You know, the great nation of Texas is always fun to visit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you though. I mean, this is a good week. I mean, today is a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody got shot. You know, nobody had to use the AK. Sorry to disappoint. Yeah. But yeah, this week was relatively safe and uneventful. You know, nobody is deceased.
That's always good.
Well, I guess there are some people, but just not anybody new.
Probably a few COVID cases.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, those numbers seem to keep on ticking.
Yeah. Too bad.
I heard somebody say the other day that there'd never been like a death ticker before from anything in the past. Now, but I don't know if that's necessarily true, because they have like the death tickers on the news, you know, like up in the corner. Every time somebody dies from COVID, they add another
I think
number to it.
Maybe some of the guards in Auschwitz might have had like a ticker.
A ticker for, man.
Like, you know, like one of those things you press a button every time you take a shot in golf just to keep your score for you.
Yeah, yeah. Or bouncers use them, which, I mean, they were pretty literally getting thrown out the club. You know,
they need those now because of limited capacity. They need to keep that count a little closer. Yeah, yeah. Last time I was working the door, I was working at a casino a couple months ago, and I've still just, my job is getting jobs, I guess. Yeah. You know, but I was working the door, and they were like, you can't let this get up over 100 or something like that. And there was never more than like 30 people there. Yeah. Like ever. So I just didn't even worry about it. And one night they were like, this says 65 people, but there's only like 12 people in here. I go, yeah, because I didn't think it was something I needed to worry about. There's only 12 people here. So you worked in a casino and you sell gambling supplies now. Yeah, now I am the house. I had to explain the betting line to you this evening. Because you said you were going to bet the house on IU. Yeah, I was thinking about betting on the IU football game against Wisconsin, because they're just some upsetters this year. I mean, I remember when I found out that IU had a football team, I was like 10 years old. It was really embarrassing. My dad was talking about football, about college football. You and Dad are both avid college football fans. Absolutely. And I was like, but what are you talking about? IU doesn't have a football team. He was like, they do. Yeah, they do. It was like, but because IU basketball was really the big thing when we were growing up. Right now they're killing it. Good. Yeah. But in Wisconsin against with their backup quarterback, I wouldn't touch it. That's true too. I don't know. I was gonna try and play something low, you know, like maybe $10. It's like a 9 to 1. 10 to win 40. Would have been 10 to win 40. Yeah, they're plus. Maybe I would have bet 25. Try and hit the $100 mark, something like that. But yeah, I didn't go down there today. One of my buddies is a comic here in town. Me and him got to know each other because he goes down to the sports book a lot.
So I was thinking about maybe hitting him up this weekend, going down there. But I ended up just working on stuff for the show today and talking on the phone with our dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's now taking he's taking a little bit of a break from his efforts towards mindfulness and enlightenment and getting refocused on mathematical pursuits and learning how to do the Rubik's Cube in various ways.
Well, he's not going to his meditation anymore?
No, he still meditates. In fact, I called him right after his meditation, but I'm just saying he's developing his hobbies in the mathematics realm and working on Rubik's Cubes. I've never been able to do a Rubik's Cube. Can you do that?
I never really tried, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't something that...
I mean, I've fiddled with them before in my hands, but I didn't ever actively try to beat it.
You never solved one, though?
I never tried.
Never tried. Well, I just think it's good to have hobbies, but boy, does it really kick you in the ass, like to do something with your day and with your life. When your dad's like, I'm retired, and when I'm not focusing on meditation and my own personal wellness, I like to, learn new math and solve very complicated puzzles. It's like, me personally, the Rubik's Cube is pretty cool because it's like a trick. You can show that off to people. I could see getting into that, but where is the glory in learning math?
I don't think he's in it for the glory.
Exactly.
He's just exercising his mind.
Exactly. And it puts it to you to do something with your day. And I did. I had a meatloaf sandwich and then I took a nap. And I wrote some stuff down that we could talk about.
There you go. Nothing wrong with a meatloaf sandwich, that's for sure.
No, I also it was crazy. I talked with Pops today, and then I talked with my my mentor, my pool mentor, billiards mentor, Brian.
Your billiards mentor?
Yeah, he's like, I'm like his protege, his student, his pupil.
Okay.
He teaches
When's
me
the last time
finer.
you played pool?
Maybe a month ago, maybe a little less than that. Couple weeks probably, but I need to get back on it. The thing is, it's just like going to the bars right now with COVID. You can't go in and play pool. You got to touch stuff that other people touch. And I don't have a pool table. I mean, as luxury and as cush as we live, we don't have a pool table, So, but I talked with Brian today, and he convinced me not to get a gun.
Good.
But to instead...
Thank God. Can I have his address, please, after we're off the mics? Because I'd like to send him a thank you note.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Brian in Galveston. He's a slick dude, man. He taught me about how to play by the light. Have you ever heard about that technique in billiards?
Play by the light?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so like the way the three lights hang over the pool table, the light hits every ball from the same place, right? You can see the lights on the ball, and you kind of use those as guiding points in your shot when you're shooting straight pool as opposed to like bank pool. He also was the first person to ever teach me about how to use the diamonds on the sides of the table to set up bank shots.
You didn't never learn that till you moved to Galveston?
No, I always just played straight pool. Yeah. Huh. And I'm not a bad pool player, but once you learn it's a pretty massive.
You're pretty good, but
it's a pretty massive development to your game.
I even knew that. You gotta use the diamonds. That's what they're there for, man.
Yeah. Well, he called me up, and we were talking about pool, and his game is just on fire right now. Because all the stay-at-home time, and he's got a table, so
yeah, there you go.
He's like, man, I would smoke you if we didn't play one pocket, like 8-ball, 9-ball. You have no shot right now.
If he's your mentor, then he should smoke you regardless.
Yeah, but as I got better, the games he would still beat me all the time, but the games would be more interesting. You know?
You just say he's just your pool buddy. Like,
no, he's my dude. This guy.
You're not Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport, bro. Like,
this guy talks
you're not
everything though.
By some old.
Yeah, no, he's like Mr. Miyagi, bro, straight up.
Come on.
Because pool is he uses metaphors across the board. You learn about life when you play pool with Brian. He's the shit.
I don't know. I'm smelling a lot of grandiosity.
How to be a better waiter. How to smash Mad Tail, and how to win Bank 8 once in a while instead of always fucking losing.
Okay.
That's a little trick in Galveston when you go and play pool in the bars there, is they'll have you play Bank 8, which nobody ever plays that fucking game, but it makes it pretty much anybody's game. So and people who play it all the time, which they do down on the island, they'll win your money and cigarettes and free drinks and all kinds of things, by being like, oh, well, you're good at 8-ball. Let's just play Bank 8. And then you realize that you can't bank a fucking shot to save your life. And, then a guy like Brian takes you into the fold and, under the wing, so to speak, and teaches you the finer points of the game. And I'm going to get a Viper.
You got to be able to bank.
I'm going to get a Viper exact shot instead of a blinged out pistol. And this is going to be a pretty blinged out pool cue. Okay.
Okay.
No, Viking, not Viper. I have a Viper right now. I'm going to get a Viking exact shot. Pretty stoked on that. And pool cues are a pretty decent weapon. You know, I've seen them turned on motherfuckers a time or two.
It makes me feel safer. I'll take it.
That I'm armed with the pool cue?
Instead of a gun, yes.
Right
play more pool.
Yeah. There we go. It's cheaper. Games of pool are cheaper than bullets.
Yeah. Pool cues are cheaper than guns.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't have to save up for as long to get this pool cue. Whereas, like, a golden Colt 45, that was going to be, like, years before I'd ever get that.
Yeah. You'll be safer quicker.
But, yeah, it was kind of a weird transition from the working the door at the casino to selling gambling supplies. That's what I've been doing lately, and I like it. It's like selling paper crack. You know, people want it all the time.
Well,
you can't sell enough of it. Yeah, it's very cool. And by gambling supplies, I essentially just mean like pull tabs, tip books. It's just pieces of paper that cost money and can give you money if you get the right one. But I don't know. I won't play tickets like I used to.
Now that you've seen this side of the business.
Yeah, I'd play $20 worth, but the people that sit there and just play like $200 in tickets, it's like, you're out of your mind. Why? Yeah.
It's like you said, they're addicted.
Yeah, that's the crack side of things.
Exactly.
I know we wanted to talk. We were talking about COVID, and that's pretty fucked up. But you want to talk about? You have the segment ready? Are we gonna get the scalpel?
Yeah, we've got a new segment this week. It's called "Get the Scalpel."
Oh, scalpel. What's this? What's a scalpel?
It's a medical surgical tool.
I know. That's what I thought it was called, a scalpel.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said a scalpel.
I don't hear a difference.
You're not hearing the difference? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying scalpel, and I thought scattle. Scalpel. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
There's an L in there.
Okay, there is an L in there. Okay. See, because I thought it was like so you could cut their scalp off. That's why it's called a scalpel, right?
No, okay. So, I heard this story a few months ago. It's a bad story, but there was an update recently, so brought it back to my attention. It's this dude from Britain His name's Malcolm McDowell.
Okay.
Or McDonald.
McDonald.
Yeah. So this dude starts realizing, feeling some pain. He's got a blood infection in his perineum.
What's a perineum?
That's your taint.
Oof.
Yeah. So, bad news. So, most people would probably be like, oh, well, I'll go to the doctor. This guy, he doesn't go to the doctor. Yeah.
I hear that.
He's like, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I know.
I mean, even before COVID, I wasn't really keen on going to the doctor.
Yeah, I'm not a hypochondriac. I'm not running to the doctor all the time. I'm not all about it.
Yeah.
But this dude starts getting his fingers, toes turning black. His dick turns black.
Like gangrenous?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So he doesn't go to the doctor. Still. Till
what?
No, yeah. Still. So this guy, he could get the scalpel right there. Like your
fingers, toes, and
once
dick
your
are all
dick
black.
starts turning black, then you go to the doctor, dude. I don't care. I'll go to the med check at least. Come on.
Yeah.
Go to the Reddit, CVS quick
pharmacy.
check, something. Dude.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you sell pharmaceuticals. Look at this real quick.
Yeah.
Something.
Somebody ask a nurse in the family. Fucking go to someone.
No, so this dude, he doesn't even think twice about any of this till one day he goes to take a piss and grabs his dick and it just falls off onto the ground. Just falls off from his body. Scrotum intact. Stayed intact. Somehow it got from the taint.
Hold up.
Skipped the balls. It went from the taint straight to the dick, but it skipped the balls. I don't get that.
Taint. So his dick fall.
It fell off to the ground. And this dude says, I was so devastated and I knew I would never get it back. So I just picked it up and put it in the bin. Which my accent probably sucks, but
Malcolm McDonald threw his own dick in the trash.
He said, I just picked it up and put it in the bin.
Look, as somebody who's thrown his dick in a lot of trash, I gotta say, never like that. Never from it having rotted off.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
fucking, you just, throw it in the rubbish.
And
Fuck it.
This is like 6 years ago.
Didn't somebody throw somebody's dick in a field one time?
That was Lorena Bobbitt, her husband.
She threw his dick in the
John
field.
Warren, and he had that shit reattached. But this was the shit rotted off.
Yeah.
That's different than being cut off. His shit probably looked like shit, but
it's still
his
not.
dick.
Yeah, it's his dick, and it's a not rotten dick.
Yeah, so he goes a couple years, and he's like, just
walking around with no dick.
He's staying to himself in his house, drinking, upset, sad.
He's pretty fucking sad.
Doctor tells him about this specialist. Okay, so he goes.
So he goes to a doctor
to a
after his dick fell off. He decided to finally go to the doctor.
Once it fell off, that's the breaking point. That's the need.
Yeah, I know. It broke the fuck off. That is the breaking point.
The camel's back. Yeah. So he goes to the specialist, and he's like, they have this procedure where they can grow a dick on you. But they don't grow it where the dick goes.
Okay.
What they have to do is take a skin graft off your arm, and they twirl it and whatever, and they put a base in it, and it has all the nerve endings, blood vessels, everything. Like it's real skin, and
does it have a tip?
Eventually, that's what I'm saying.
You're saying they're growing a dick.
It takes years.
Okay.
But they start off with the skin graft off your arm, and then it continues to grow, and then they, they'll do, plastic surgery on it and shit.
Okay.
To make it look good, but the main thing is they use real skin with nerves and blood vessels, so it's Like they put a tube in for your urethra and a pump, so you can get an erection.
They grow a dick from scratch on your arm.
Yeah, but you can pee normal once it's attached, and you can use a pump to get an erection so you can have sex. So it sounds great,
it's a perfectly functional.
But it takes a couple years for the shit to grow and get done through all the surgeries.
And you keep pointing to your forearm. Do you know that it's done on the forearm?
Yeah, they got pictures. Look it up online.
Damn.
Just look up
Malcolm McDonald's dick arm.
Just look up penis arm transplant. And if you just put penis arm, it will autocorrect. And so this is silly. Like, so the shit's growing, and then once it's done, then they gotta reattach it.
Okay.
So the shit's took probably 2 years to completely get finished because they're having to do multiple surgeries, stretching it, and they got to tinker. It's not just a one-time thing.
Yeah, you don't just go to sleep one morning and then wake up the next day.
On your arm. You know, it takes time. So this is what I'm saying. Like, the dude has to walk around, with this shit on. He's got to wear long sleeves all the time. But even if you're wearing long sleeves, it's going to look weird.
Yeah, you're going to have a fucking cock bulge.
Stuff. Like,
you got to wear you got a cock bulge on your sleeve.
Yeah, so now, then...
Is that why he should get the scalpel?
No. At the beginning of this year, look, he was supposed to get it. It was ready to go. Like, he's got a whole hog hanging off his arm. Like, this is...
how big is the
walking around
arm
in
dick?
long sleeve shirts. Like, dude, this dude needs a FUBU jersey from the early 2000s to cover this shit up. Like, he's wearing a regular dress shirt. He looks like Robert Plant with a fucking leather pair of pants on. Like, this motherfucker's showing bulge, dude. He said people see the shit, they laugh, make jokes. He's like, I just gotta laugh with them. I know it's. I got a dick on my arm. Like, he didn't go out and get a Rolex to like floss it off and be like, check out this huge watch, and then also have a dick on my arm. Like,
you should put it on the cock. You should put the watch on the arm.
So
dick.
he's supposed to finally get the final surgery earlier this year, and coronavirus. He can't get cosmetic surgery.
Oh, because it's not essential.
Yeah. So he has to walk around with a full-size dick on his arm, and he paid $65,000 for this dick on his arm. And they said they gave him an extra 2 inches.
They gave him an extra 2 inches?
Walking around with a decent fucking hog bulging out of his fucking... It's popping out of his shirt like a fucking...
The dude, well, first off,
what kind of luck
just
is
2. He didn't go for the full mag light. Like, also
it might cost more.
By saying that they gave him an extra 2 inches, one can deduce what he once was. Upon examination of the dick arm, I haven't seen any pictures.
Once
of
you
this
got
dude's
65,
dick arm.
if they can do it, they can do it. Fuck it.
So I guess he's not getting the scalpel.
No, he can't, because this fucking coronavirus, and that's who's getting the scalpel.
Oh, okay. Who?
Our country's medical fucking researchers and fucking surgeons. Why are you wasting time growing dicks all over people's bodies when we can't fucking cure this fucking virus, dude?
I'm telling you.
I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, man.
We can't get a vaccine or fucking...
But you can
People
grow...
can't go to school or fucking go to church or have weddings, but you're fucking growing dicks on people's arms?
Yeah, you're growing dick and ears on mice.
Dude, suffice to say, dude, if I lost my dick, I would probably have a different song to sing. Yeah. But right now, I want to be able to get out and do whatever the fuck I want and quit being stuck in the fucking house.
Yeah, it really is like
quit fucking growing dicks all over people's bodies and fucking
cure this shit.
Just funnel this research let's put it on hold for a little bit. Come on.
Yeah, it is kind of constant.
Once we get back to normal, then you can start growing dicks on people again.
It's like a constant theme in the medical community to do anything dick related. You know, like it's a major focus, both of the pharmaceutical, like as now you've got all these different forms of boner pills, and then there's like all the offshoot boner pills that they sell at gas stations and stuff, and those aren't even like remotely healthy for you, but these other ones, I don't know if they're supposedly healthy for you or not. It's not something that I dabble in purchasing. But why do we need such a massive variety? Why does there need to be a Viagra or a Blue Chew or a Cialis when you can just go get a Black Mamba from the gas station for $7? Is your boner not worth a pack of smokes? Like, I don't understand why people gotta be prescribed medication permanently. When
they're older or something, I don't know.
I don't know. It just seems like a constant focus. Anything that has to do with like, shoot, back when they've been reattaching dicks for a long time. Right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about, dude, this is some funk out there shit.
Yeah, I don't understand that. They 3D printed a cock onto somebody's arm. I don't understand.
He's got a fucking plantain hanging off of his fucking arm, dude. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't.
You're talking about a fucking pill? They've had that pill. All of them use the same fucking drug. It's different names,
it's all the same active ingredient anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah, they aren't putting any fucking effort into that shit. They had that shit for years. These motherfuckers are John Hopkins is growing fucking dicks off of people's arms.
Yeah, that seems like a real good use of good.
That's involved, dude. Like, that's not just, put this granules of this and this granules of that, and you got the Battlefield or whatever the fuck. They're fucking growing dicks on arms, dude.
It doesn't seem like a very good use of resources.
I hate it, man. Cure the virus. This is your last warning.
Or you get the scalpel. So shit, we were talking a little bit last time with Gil about a few different products, and it's been on my mind. I really want to just go ahead and say that I try really hard as an artist, as a comedian, as a voice for the people in the world, not to be a promoter of all this garbage that we get sold, products and commodities. And sure, I'll sell you some pull tabs, but I mean, I don't really I don't try and use this platform, this show, or really any of my, anything that any of the content that I create, to promote products. And last week, I mean, I just became essentially a shill for cornflakes and ranch dressing, and I didn't know I was.
No, that's why I said before the podcast, you tell Gil, you said, hey, put your Mountain Dew in a glass. We don't want to give him free advertising. And then
I told him to put it in a cup.
And halfway through the show, you're like, yeah, last night before I passed out and went to bed, I ate a big bowl of cornflakes. Shout out to cornflakes. They're the shit.
Yeah, why am I promoting cornflakes?
And then he goes and says he's got a big bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch and a travel size bottle that can travel around to every room in the house. And he drinks it straight out of the cup.
Yeah, and occasionally he keeps a smaller bottle in the console of his car.
I drink bottled water.
Not ranch?
And vodka.
Not ranch? No sips of ranch?
No.
Occasionally.
Or soda products.
or soda. Yeah, see, well, those you don't have, and
I
you
live clean.
I just don't know how I got to this place, being an artist with integrity for all these years and then selling out the minute Baby Bro comes around talking about salad dressings and
Next
cereal.
time, say cereal flakes, Keith.
Yeah, it could have said cereal flakes, It just, I don't know why I did that. It's just, it's a disservice to my fans. It's a disservice to people who are tuning into this show for the first time now and wondering why I'm apologizing. But really, it's a disservice to me because Cornflakes ain't paying me shit, okay? Cornflakes is like Netflix and Dave Chappelle when it comes to Chappelle Show, okay? You know how they got Chappelle Show, and then not only did they not pay Dave, but they didn't pay Dave, and it hurt his feelings so bad he wrote an entire stand-up special about it. And, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to write, a 20-minute, expose or I don't know, one-man show about how I haven't gotten more millions of dollars. But I will say this, Cornflakes. If you want me to go around talking about how much I love your delicious and always fresh product on my show, you're going to have to fucking pay me. All right? And I'm talking big bags of cash.
He'll just take regular size boxes of the flakes.
Also cornflakes. That is another way that we could work this out. Why not trade out? We could fuck old Uncle Sam that way. You know what I mean? Just send me the cornflakes.
That's funny you brought up Dave Chappelle again.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's just so many there's so many things in my life that like line up exactly with his life,
No, exactly.
We both
That's
went
exactly what I was about to say before you interrupted me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other day I was thinking about you and him have a lot in common. Like, he's a huge comic, and you're huge, and you do comedy. Like,
that is one way of putting it, I guess. I was thinking more about how we both grew up black outside of DC, going to an art school, having to jump through a lot of hoops in life, facing adversity at every turn.
I think it's more what I said.
We both became comedians at 14 years old. We both own massive estates in the rural Midwest. The list goes on. I like Asian chicks from time to time. I mean, I'll fuck the whole rainbow. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the Asian chick part is true, but all the rest of that is bullshit.
Hey, I'm working on the massive estate part, okay? Like, I've been getting... Now, this is true, John. Lately, our cousin, Chad, has been letting me put aside the pallets that the pull tabs all come on, so I can cut them apart and use them to build a little cabin out there at the campground, where I'm going to be going here shortly after we wrap up the show. Basically, I'm going to be building a beautiful little home out of the things that we get our shipments on. You've seen pallets before. Some of the finest wood I've ever seen in my life. I mean, we're talking literally like Home Depot quality wood.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna use these pallets, right, and I'm gonna build a house for myself. Sure, I said massive estate.
Ever built?
Oh, I've built all kinds of stuff, bro. I built a fence.
What kind of fence?
Like a wooden fence, like a privacy fence.
And you laid the concrete and dug all the holes.
Yeah.
What kind of fencing did you do?
I mean,
did you dog ear it?
I don't know what dog earring is. I was more of a worker.
Don't act like you know what the fuck you're talking about.
I was more of a worker when it came to this. You
gotta keep.
I've built things though.
You gotta remember, you couldn't say I helped.
I mean, I helped fall 3 trees, and by the time we were done, fell 3 trees, and then
come on, man.
We were
Don't get out of your
we
realm.
were felling trees.
Stick to comedy.
We were building fences. All I know is that I'm gonna take this wood from these pallets and build a house out of it. I've got enough.
Whose tools are you using?
Chadley's gonna let me borrow one of his circular saws. I gotta go buy my own blade.
That's all you need to build a house out of pallets.
Well, no. Eventually, I'm gonna have to also use a drill because there's gonna be a lot of wood screws involved.
I'll rent you mine.
And the idea is that I take the slats from the pallets and I cut them off, right, at uniform length, and then I use them like wood shakes over top of each other and build the walls first. Then when the walls are finished, I can put them together, and then once I can build the walls to the place before I actually get the piece of land, because the land's not really available yet. So it's going to be something I can do piece by piece. I'll go out when I get the land available. I'll build the foundation. Then I'll just raise the walls. And then all I have left to do is the roof. You know, I mean, of course, I'll have to do the interior eventually. Insulation, things like that. But, I mean... building a house out of found materials has always been kind of an idea that I've had some passion for, you know. And after living in the shed, what's the difference?
Were you ever checked for extra chromosomes?
What do you mean? Like I have Down syndrome or something?
You're retarded.
I'm retarded? What's retarded about this? Most people go and buy a house. I'm talking about building my own house out of pallets.
The last house you ever built was made out of popsicle sticks, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I have skills. I have skills. I know how to screw pieces of wood together.
I doubt you do.
And I probably will need some help with the framework and the foundation, but like the roofing, I can do that. I've had to do roof jobs so many times just for extra money.
For a week at a time?
Yeah, something like that.
So you went and listened to podcasts on a roof and did nothing for a week and then got fired?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now you can build your own house out of pallets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you have a pallet jack to carry all the pallets?
Yeah.
Or are you going to carry them one by one?
No, I have them.
You know how to work
I'm breaking them down.
Can you work a pallet jack?
Yeah, of course.
Can you ride it like a skateboard?
I've never done that before.
You're gay.
Okay. But you can do like, I also know how to drive a forklift now. That's pretty good.
Okay, good.
But you have to break them down. And you see that they're always put together all ship shop and with shitty nails and stuff like that. So I'm cutting like all that grody edges
kind of pallets you get. Some of those pallets are fucking gnarly, bro.
Yeah.
They aren't all fucking Home Depot quality, bro.
Like I'm talking good wood. That's the thing is I'm not going to use the grody ones. The grody ones I just throw on the fucking burn pile.
What, are you doing this just as a fun project, or you're actually going to live in this place?
I mean, eventually I'll live in it. Yeah.
Okay. Then.
I mean, sooner or later I'm going to want to get my own place, start a family. What?
A family of what? Bigfoots?
What?
You're gonna try and find a female Bigfoot and start a family? Me, Keith. You, Shefoot. Like, what the fuck, bro? What are you talking about?
Well, just because I want to build...
You're gonna start a family in a house cabin built out of fucking pallets?
Hey... why do you gotta go stepping on my dream, bro?
Dude, stick to sketchy apartments, man. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. You can't believe this shit.
Dude, at least it would be...
If you want to build it for a place to stay when you go out and see him. That's one thing. That's fun, but
dude, you know what rent is to live out in outer space? What it fucking costs to live in rural Indiana as opposed to here? It's $100 a month. And they ask for that's why they ask for the whole year up front, because it's so fucking low. And I'm just like, yeah, man, I build a fucking cabin out of pallets, and then the hardest part's gonna be putting in the bathroom. Because right now there's no running water to the site that I'm looking to get. So I'll still have to hook up something where I can put. They got these like totes for your shit at this place.
Where are you gonna do the podcast?
Well, here, there, wherever. You know. I mean, I'll have chairs in the house. That's something.
How are you gonna have power? Generator?
No, it has power. It'll have power running to it for sure.
In your pallet house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I used to think I wanted to
I only ate one gummy earlier, but I don't know. This is sounding kind of crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's all that crazy. Like if you think about the amount of money people waste buying already manufactured homes, already built homes, you know, like you can do it a lot cheaper if you do it yourself and use found materials.
And do it on the mud lot.
It's not a mud lot. It's gonna be nice. It's like your uncles were by earlier and they were showing me their camper. Well, Chad Lee's got a camper like that one with like a deck built around it. And then he has this like kind of, you want to talk about a retarded guy. He's got a neighbor who's like really fucking out there. It was I'll tell you about his neighbor out in outer space here in a minute, but like he gave him a bunch of lights, right? Out of the frozen food section at Walmart. And now that fucking deck lights up. You can see it from 36, man. You can see it from miles away, which I thought was really funny because it's kind of unnatural, you know, and everybody out there is like trying to get back to nature. That's why they're out in the woods and this campground and stuff. And he's like, oh, except for this big casino with a fucking bunch of lights and stuff. But the guy who did his lighting, he said he'd do the lighting for my my pallet shack. Let's call it Pallet House. Let's go with Pallet House for my pallet house. And he's a pretty handy guy. But the thing is, like, he is kind of out there. The electrician.
Keith, you aren't going to be able to practice enough pool if you move into the pallet house.
Why couldn't I have a pool table in the pallet house?
No, I think the pallet house is going to go the way of the blinged out gun.
You think?
It's not going to happen, dude.
One day I will have a blinged out gun. Like, just because I'm going to go ahead and refocus my
extra money. You're not allowed to register a gun to a pallet house. The government will not allow that. Our gun laws aren't that strict in Indiana, but they don't allow people that live in pallet houses to own firearms. That's a rule. I got a CCW, dude. I know what I'm talking about. I know the rules. I study them.
You don't. So first off, if you live in a pallet house, you're going to need at least some kind of firearm.
Well, too bad.
You know.
Sad.
What am I supposed to kill all the coyotes with?
Your bare hands.
Damn. Is that really how it is? Like if you have a not as nice a house, you can't have a gun?
It's not as nice a house. That's how you describe a pallet house. Is if you don't have not as nice a house. Like, no, it's you live in a thing made out of used wood, like a.
Why does the lumber have to be brand new when you build a house?
Dude, build a wigwam out of thatch and fucking mud, dude. A fucking
A wigwam? This is way better than a wigwam.
No,
dude.
you might have a chance of getting a gun if you're in a wigwam. If you live in a pallet house and you put that as your residence, they will lock you up.
What if I have shag carpet in the pallet house?
You'll end up with fucking electrodes on your fucking temples, getting fucking your brain fried, bro.
I think that you're imagining
you're a crazy person.
I think you're imagining the pallet house as being like this ugly little.
No, I'm saying if you want to build it as a fucking a clubhouse or a fucking tree house or something fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like that.
Hang out in.
Good place to raise the kids.
No, as a domicile.
Yeah,
motherfucker, you're crazy.
Well, it's the only way I can afford to start a family.
Well, you should never do that either.
I should never have a family?
No, we don't need any more of you running around.
I'm just gonna have 3, 4 kids, 5 kids maximum.
Just wait till I'm dead.
Why? Well, don't you want to meet all your nieces and nephews?
No.
No?
No. Doesn't interest me.
They'll all be walking up to you all like this because they got 1 foot bigger than the other. You know?
They're raised by you.
Uncle Johnny.
And really hairy.
I don't know.
Half man, half big woman.
You really went for it with that sound effect there.
I'm not good at accents. I told you. My British accent's a little better than my Bigfoot, but none of it's good. It's all mumbles. I'm really good at Dustin Hoffman from Dick Tracy.
Oh, dude, Dustin Hoffman from Dick Tracy then.
No, he's Mr. Mumbles. He just mumbles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't get it.
And John was telling me that I shouldn't talk about the fucking Larry Sanders Show on our podcast because that's a fucking dated reference, and you want to bring up Dick Tracy.
Yeah, okay. Larry Sanders is really good. Dick Tracy only had fucking, I don't know, Madonna, fucking Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman.
I'm pretty sure the Larry Sanders Show had Madonna and like Sharon Stone and
as playing themselves. I'm talking about actors.
Oh, okay, as the actors.
Dude,
yeah,
I
the
don't
actors.
Like late night talk shows. Why would I want to watch a comedy about
a late night
faking a late night talk show?
Yeah, I understand that. I don't really like late night talk shows either, but I did like that show.
Yeah, you like it so much you would rather watch it on YouTube than fucking HBO.
Well, they have it on the HBO. Did I ever? I thought that they had pulled it down or something. I don't know.
No, it's on our HBO subscription.
Well, I do just have it on the YouTube. It's because it's always going to be in the recent search results.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I end up going to it through that. I'm just lazy, I guess. The least amount of clicks to get to the show or whatever. I just love Rip Torn.
Yeah, Rip Torn's hilarious, but doesn't mean that you need to watch everything he does.
That's true. What kind of stuff do you like Rip Torn in?
Fuck everything. He's good, and I mean, I'm not saying he's not funny on that show. I'm just saying I don't like that show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because of the talk show. You don't really like talk shows like the ones that are on now. I've never seen you watch like come home and you're like sitting there watching Jimmy Fallon eating a bowl of ice cream.
Who is? Nobody watches that shit anymore.
Yeah, I wonder who does.
When it was David Letterman and Jay Leno,
I liked Letterman.
Maybe if they had somebody on that you really liked, you might watch it. But I never watched that shit.
Yeah, there is something just so stale about the format, and like it's all this fame worship, and I don't know. There doesn't have much appeal to me either, but that's kind of why I like the Larry Sanders Show.
Probably different.
It's because they're kind of like making fun of all that, but It's just like, kind of meta or whatever. It's not for everybody.
Yeah. We probably ought to just cut this episode off once you started talking about Larry Sanders, because nobody even knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It wasn't popular of a show when it was out.
Yeah, well, what was out at the same time as that?
Fucking Arliss. Fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm probably was coming on towards the end of the Larry Sanders show.
Oh, okay.
Because
well, I know that
Curb
was
Your Enthusiasm
that was
been around for a long time. Like, it was great.
Yeah, that show's been around since The Sopranos was on.
Yeah, Sopranos was coming in probably towards the tail end of that. I don't know. Then you had the others. I mean, they had like Sherman Oaks. That's like a little titty show with a couple of hot babes on it. Fucking about this plastic surgeon bullshit. I mean, HBO always had good shows. But
Sherman Oaks, that's funny. I never saw that show, but I did live there for a couple years.
Shit, I used to play with my ding-a-ling to that
shit. Well, we were talking about when me and Gil lived together last time, and it got me thinking, because like I kind of almost forgot that he lived with me at the Woodman House in Sherman Oaks, because there were just
infected toe.
Yeah. There were just so many fucking roommates, and I was like, oh yeah. The reason why you're not remembering, that your brother lived there is because he's just one of so many. And I tried to sit down and write down the names of all the people that I lived there with, all my roommates from when I lived at that one house out in Sherman Oaks on Woodman Avenue. And the list was 42 people so far. And I don't think I'm done. Like just today, I was sitting there on the phone with my buddy, and I remembered another guy, and I had to get up and go write it onto the list. And it's just like, I've got all the key players there, and we'll discuss I got plans for this list, but yeah. How many people would you say you've lived with in your life? Would you say it's less than 10 people, roommate wise?
Let's see.
Because I know you lived in a couple houses when you were younger, had some roommates.
Probably about 10.
About 10
total.
But it as it creeps closer and closer to the 50 people I lived with at this house over a period of time, some of the names do stick out over others,
No, it depends on what you think of living like. Some of these people are just people that were crashing on a couch, so they found something else.
Yeah, but if you pay rent, if you stay for weeks at a time and you pay rent, you're a roommate. That was pretty much the philosophy at the house. And it was a wild time living at the Woodman House. So many different headspaces. Like we said last week, at a max, it was like 17 and 4 dogs. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of headspaces to have to be around every day, day in and day out.
That's where we get to that extra chromosome again.
That's why I'm trying to get the Pallet House going, so I don't ever have to live with that many people ever again.
So you're saying you want to live in a Pallet House with a wife and 4 or 5 kids?
Yeah, but those are
that's not going to be.
Those are my people.
That's not going to be any better than 17 people in the fucking mansion in Hollywood.
Yeah. I guess we really just get the life we choose,
Just don't ever build your little playhouse, but don't move into a pallet.
I'm not going to move into a pallet. I'm looking forward to having.
Just buy one of those pods.
Like
or
I'm not.
something and
I'm
make
not
a
saying.
house out of it. Dude.
I'm not
That's
saying I
better than
don't.
a pallet house.
I'm not saying I haven't enjoyed living with you. I'm saying sooner or later I'm gonna want to live on my own with a lady and a couple of kids. And right now I could just build this up.
Dude,
I could build this on the cheap.
Buy a pod.
What's a pod?
One of those fucking moving containers.
This is cheaper than that.
Yeah, but it fucking sucks.
Why does it suck?
It's built out of fucking bullshit, crappy fucking pallet wood, dude. That wood is not good wood.
Some of it is.
A house out of.
Some of it is, and some of the wood I'll have to buy like 2x4s, a couple of them.
Keith,
You don't
know anything what you're talking about, man.
Well, we'll see, and that it gives people plenty of reason to tune in next week and find out if I did anything in the way of this pallet house.
Do some research, man.
Or if maybe it's just another failed dream of mine. Like, I don't know, being a professional comedian or something like that. Anyway, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next week. Have a happy fucking Wednesday, and
thanks for doing.
Keep your head down.
Yeah. Don't live in a pallet house. Bye.